I've decided to complete a full list of NBA players who drastically underperformed. The funny thing is that some of them were drafted ahead of the likes of the guys like LeBron James, Michael Jordan and Steph Curry. So that's why in today's video we're going to be looking at the top 10 biggest NBA draft busts. Number 10. Chris Washburn's short stint in the NBA was nothing short of disastrous. Drafted at number 3 by the Golden State Warriors, Washburn only lasted 2 seasons in the NBA, averaging only 3 points per game. Unfortunately for Washburn, his struggles on the court carried over into his personal life. He failed 3 drug tests in the span of 3 years. His draft class was weak, therefore the odds of the Warriors landing an all-star caliber player were very slim. Checking in at number 9 on our list of biggest NBA draft busts is the man who refused to shower. Much like his hygiene ability, Morrison's offensive skill set did not translate to the NBA. His inconsistent shooting and terrible defense helped him lose his starting job during his rookie season. The Bobcats traded Morrison to the Lakers in the middle of the 2008-2009 season. He spent the rest of his NBA career with the Lakers as a bench player before his release after the 2010 season. Number 8. Larry Martin Jr. was the first of the terrible big man draft picks by the Portland Trail Blazers. He arguably had the most unproductive career out of any number 1 draft pick in NBA history, averaging just over 5 points in 4 years in the NBA. His underwhelming draft class keeps him out of the top 5, but his career was so bad I had to find a spot for him somewhere. Number 7. Michael Olowokandi. He didn't begin playing basketball until he was 18 years old. Despite his lack of experience, the Clippers decided to draft Olowokandi at number 1 in the 1998 NBA draft. Olowokandi had a couple of solid years with the Clippers before injuries derailed his career. He was an extraordinary athlete who could run the floor and block shots, but in no way, shape or form was Olowokandi suited to be the number 1 in the NBA draft. Number 6. Jay Williams. Arguably one of the greatest Duke college players of all time, the 2-time National Player of the Year was drafted at number 2 in the 2002 NBA draft by the Bulls. But unfortunately for Williams, a motorcycle accident after his rookie season proved to be the end of his NBA career. The Bulls promptly released him and went on to take Kirk Hinrich in the draft a week after the accident. He made an appearance in the D-League in 2006 for the Austin Toros, but never played another minute in the NBA after his injury. Checking in at number 5 on our list is UConn product Hasheem Thabeet. Drafted at number 2 by the Memphis Grizzlies in 2009, Thabeet's 7'3" frame had scouts raving about his potential. However, he was just a guy who happened to be 7'3". He completely lacked the offensive skill set to make him a superstar in the NBA. Plus, he lacked physical presence required of an NBA big man. It took him less than a year to be sent to the Memphis development team, making him the highest pick ever to be sent to the D-League. Number 4. Anthony Bennett. Bennett was receiving Larry Johnson comparisons, but unfortunately for him, the more accurate comparison is, well, definitely not Larry Johnson. He was shipped to Minnesota in the trade involving Andrew Wiggins and Kevin following his rookie season. From there, he went from Toronto to Brooklyn before finding himself out of the league. Although there is still a chance for Bennett to become a productive player in the NBA, this Dan Gilbert gem checks in at number 4 in our list. Number 3. Darko Milicic. In a draft that featured LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Camilo Anthony and Chris Bosh, the Pistons walked away with Darko Milicic. Let that sink in, Pistons fans. But in all seriousness, the number 2 pick in the 2003 NBA draft never averaged more than 8.8 points per game throughout his tenure in the league. Scouts left the combine thinking there was no weakness to Milicic's game. However, he only averaged 6 points per game in his career, landing him at number 3 on our countdown of the biggest NBA draft busts of all time. Number 2. Greg Oden. Often compared to the likes of Bill Russell and David Robinson, Greg Oden was destined to become the next all-time great NBA center. Following his lone season with the Buckies, in which he had led the team to a second-place finish in the NCAA tournament, Oden was drafted number 1 by the Portland Trail Blazers in 2007 NBA draft. But unfortunately for Oden, knee injuries derailed his career. He appeared in only 105 games throughout his 6 years on an NBA roster. To make matters worse, he was selected 1 spot ahead of future Hall of Famer Kevin Durant, landing him at number 2 on our list. And finally we have Sam Bowie. As the third and final Portland Trailblazers center to make the cut, Sam Bowie will never be as known as the guy who was drafted right before Michael Jordan. To add insult to injury, Bowie's college years resembled his professional years from an injury standpoint. The 7'1" big man missed 2 seasons due to injury while at Kentucky and continued to have problems during his 5-year stint in Portland. He did have a couple of decent years with the Nets, but nothing suggests he was worthy of the number 2 pick in the draft. His injury history combined with the overall strength of the 1984 draft is more enough for Bowie to take the top spot on our countdown. Anyways guys, if you did enjoy this one, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video, share the video, and I will see you in the next one.